The 6-axis controller launched alongside the PlayStation 3 on November 11, 2006 in Japan, with North America releasing 6 days later and in the rest of the world 4 months later. The controller included motion sensing technology, allowing for movement within 6 degrees of freedom. It looked nearly identical to its predecessors, which were the DualShock and the DualShock 2. However, the 6-axis lacked one key component. It was missing haptic feedback, or vibration, if you will. Fans weren't very happy about this omission, and the reason for it is somewhat interesting. The controller was originally going to include haptic feedback. However, Sony was in a legal battle with Immersion Corporation, a developer of haptic feedback technology. This resulted in the rumble functionality being removed for Sony's next controller. They announced that the haptics were removed due to them not functioning well with the motion sensors in the controller. Well, what about the Wiimote? Nintendo was able to incorporate motion controls alongside rumble support. Immersion would later express doubt in Sony's statement, as the president at the time, Victor Villegas, quoted in an interview, "I don't believe it's a very difficult problem to solve, and Immersion has experts that would be happy to solve that problem for them." Eventually, in March of 2007, Sony and Immersion were able to settle the lawsuit, which allowed Sony to finally include rumble feedback alongside the 6-axis capabilities. And so, the DualShock 3 was released to the public on November 11, 2007 in Japan, and on April 15, 2008 in North America. I will also include the release dates for the other countries shown here. Love it or hate it, the 6-axis, or DualShock 3, was, and still is, an iconic controller that I love to this day. Sure, it definitely does not hold up when compared to the PS5's DualSense, but it's still a pretty charming little controller. I do wonder how things would turn out if Sony was never able to settle the lawsuit. I guess we can only imagine. Just be glad we didn't have to play with the Boomerang controller.